Sometimes understanding one simple truth can have huge consequences. At least that's my story. You see, for years as a Christian, I struggled with sin, primarily because I thought I was the bad guy, that my heart was evil. But in Romans 6:6, Paul says something very different. He says, "For we know that our old self was crucified with him, so that the body ruled by sin might be done away with, that we should no longer be slaves to sin, because anyone who has died has been set free from sin." Did you catch that? The old self has died with Christ, been crucified with Christ. As the truth of this verse began to become clear to me, not just in my head, but in my heart, I started to understand that my new heart, my new self, was good. My new self did not want to sin. My old self did, for sure. The old James, the old me, wanted to sin. But the new me, the new heart, the new James, deepest desire is not to sin, but it's to please God, to obey God. And that's true of you too, if you're a Christian. And this is the metaphor of baptism that Paul unpacks in the first few verses of the chapter. Baptism is a symbol of the old self going down into the waters and a new self created in the image of Christ coming up out of the waters. There really is a new you if you are a Christian. Elsewhere, Paul says, if anyone is in Christ, that person is a new creation. The old has gone, the new is here. And that's what Paul is also saying in these verses. There's a new self. Now, of course, we still struggle with sin, at least I do, but it's not like it used to be. We still have those old programs and the residue of the old self that still remains, but the new me is not sinful. That's not my deepest desire. And I hope that's good news for you today. It has been for me. Amen.